my foolproof ink stamping method that will remove your anxiety associated with stamping on your creations. Will I stamp it on my project crooked? Will my stamped image be complete and full? Will the placement be correct? And will I even like it there? Hi, best buds. It's Cathy, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Get your stamps out, big ones, medium-sized ones, or ones you haven't used in years. Let's talk about ink. You can use stays-on ink, meaning you can add some moisture to it and it won't run. You could use bright, vivid colors, vintage colors. Anything will work for this project. Now you're going to need some paper too. Get an assortment of different fonts, different colors of paper, music paper, book pages, plain pages, pages with just a little bit of ink on it, light colored, cream colored, and different sizes. Now that you have collected your papers, your stamps, and your inks, we're ready for that foolproof method. You could also use number stamps for this. This stamp here is one of my newer stamps. I absolutely love it. You can see how it just accents so nicely. So let's use this and stamp our sheet right here. And I am going to use my Stays-On Jet Black. Now we all know how to stamp. And we also know that sometimes the images don't really stamp very well on your paper for whatever reason. Maybe you didn't get a nice ink covering on your stamp. Maybe the paper has a fold in it, or it's a little wavy and the ink didn't touch the paper in all the places. With this method, you're able to remove anything you don't like before it gets onto your beautiful project. Oh, I do love that stamp. Now right down here, it didn't fully stamp here. You can cut that portion off, or if you like it, you definitely can leave it. And I'll just continue to place my stamp all the way across my sheet. All right, so once again, we had some places up here that didn't get completely stamped. So let's set this aside. This time, I think I'd like to use my number stamp. Now, I personally don't like it when that happens with that little line above. I think I pressed my stamp too far into the ink pad. That one's much better. So in my personal opinion, I have 3 good stamps and one that I probably will not be using. How about this botanical stamp on this little piece of paper here? I think it's great. I have some smaller little pieces here. Let's put a birdie on them. I love this little stamp. It's one of my favorites. Let's try putting a number with this one. That worked out well. I bought this one at the thrift store. Let's do a number with this leaf, just to see how it looks. Remember, you're just trying it out, not on your project just yet. I would be very unhappy if I placed my stamp directly on my piece and that's the image that I came up with. So in no time at all, you will have a nice variety of stamps on different book pages, on different colors of book pages, on different solid colors. I've selected a few of those stamp items that we made. I have a little bit of ruffled sari silk, and I made a small bow that we might use. I also pre-made a little pocket out of book pages. I have some bling, a bow pin with a few beads. Let's see how we can use these items and create something very special on our little pocket for our junk journal. Let's start with this piece right here. I think I just want to cut a strip, placing it on my pocket to see just how I want it to go. I think I'm going to shorten it about right here. All right, so now I really think I'd like one of these butterfly images. So I'm going to cut around the stamp itself. Now, if you like the torn edge look, then you can definitely tear around your stamped image. So maybe if we place it something like this. All right, so I'm liking how this is turning out. Let's use one of our numbers. Maybe we could place it down, I don't know, maybe something like this. I think I just want a portion of that ruffle, somewhere between the number 24 and the edge of my pocket. So let me cut this little ruffle here. And we could possibly use this other piece up here at the top like that. I also want to bring in my distressed ink tea dye color. I now have an Amazon affiliate link, and you can use what I use. And down below, I have listed a few of the items that I have used in this video. So I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to ink around the edges of my little pieces that we made together. This will help it stand out a little bit more. There, do you see what I mean? It kind of made the little pieces that we stamped pop. So now let's get this glue down in place. I still think I want a bow on this piece, but that sari silk bow is just too large. Maybe a thin satin ribbon made into a bow is what I'm looking for. I do think that's what I need. Before I glue it down though, I want to take my bulb pin and put it through the knot or the center of my bow. It just makes it so much easier to do it now before you glue it on. Now let's see if just a little bit of bling will make it pop. I love it. Now that you have lots of these stamped images, you'll want to keep them somewhere that you can easily get to and use them for your future projects. No longer hesitate to use those stamps. Get them out, dust them off, and use them as I've shown you here to create beautiful pieces. It's time to shop the restock. What's in my shop this week? I have 6 of these, and I'll show them to you individually. They're large gusseted window envelopes with a small window pocket. And there is a beautiful little butterfly in each one of these. It is machine stitched around. It has sari silk ruffles and a bow. It has buttons. It has a bulb pin with some beads. It would make an adorable gift. It would be wonderful for organizing your paper pieces, your pieces of ephemera, or letters or stamps, all kinds of little things on your desk that always needs somewhere to go. It has a portfolio closure on the back. It has gusseted sides. It's very sturdy. Here's a beautiful green one. Now I have listed them separate, so maybe you would like the green one, or here's a pale pink one. Here's a teal colored one. Here's a lipstick pink, and this one is a lavender pink. It's an altered composition book. It has a velvet covered spine. It has 2 charms, a bulb pin and a couple of beads. Some vintage lace, some sari silk. And inside there's a deep pocket and a coffee dyed envelope that has been collaged on. There are 100 lined pages. And on the back we have another deep pocket, another coffee dyed envelope. So all of these things are listed over in the Etsy shop. The link is down below. Now, if you go to my shop and maybe you're looking for this pretty teal envelope and it's not there, it's because it has already sold. Happy Mail is always fun to receive. If you would like a chance to win Happy Mail from me to you and get your name into the fishbowl, what you'll need to do is tell me your act of kindness towards another person. Simple acts of kindness. Letting someone in line at the grocery store because you have 20 items and the person behind you only has 2. We can't tell what someone is going through by just looking at them. We're all in this together, you guys, and we must be kind to each other. So in the comments section of Friday's video, tell me your act of kindness towards another person. Now, if you wish not to say what that act of kindness is, that's okay too. Type in the 2 words, spreading happiness, and then I will know you would like your name in the fishbowl for a chance to win Happy Mail. Let's find out who's won Happy Mail this week, and check down below to see how you're going to get your mailing address to me so I can send you your Happy Mail. Let's find out who's won Happy Mail this week. Here's our winner. Lita Tees 880. Lita, you've won Happy Mail this week from me to you as my way of paying it forward. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.